Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Foot. This is Quanzik, and this is still the NECC New England Collegiate Conference Rocket League coming at you. Just had a 3-1 showing of the ECU Pirates getting rolled by that team coming on. But right now, we're moving forward. You are getting that big win, but we got a pair of teams coming in here, Quanzik, trying to shake it up and have some fun.
Yeah, we're going to see WCU Crimson and Barton CC. Starting out with the Crimson roster here, we have Sean Smalls and the Wooby 24. Some older gentlemen here, seniors and juniors, and as you'll see get further opposition, it'll be the flip side once we move forward. But it should be a great matchup, and we were talking while we were waiting, a very solid logo here.
It is a top tier logo, I gotta say. You know, I always kind of wonder who has the better logo, but in this one, it's tightly contested. WCU bringing in some fun stuff, but when you look at the opposite side, you have Barton Community College. They're trying to bring in some heat of their own. They got a sophomore and 2 freshmen, so yes, it is a flip of the age, but it's also a flip of the script. Barton CC sitting at 3-1, whereas WCO 0-4, and so you have Argonaut, Yuki, and Shulkin trying to find another win in a row. They won the first 2 weeks, lost week 3, were able to get a 3-0 against MSU White. Now they're trying to roll it and continue forward after a bye week.
Yep, hopefully as they're able to get some momentum moving forward into the season. WCU Crimson, despite the fantastic logo, I don't believe has picked up a game yet on the season.
They have not.
Here's where this is the catalyst. Mark this
what better
as the
time?
turning point on your calendars, an X on your calendar.
On stream.
Yes.
Why not? No, why not now? Why not game 1 on stream in front of everybody? You know, why not? But the most important part is it really starts with the kickoff, and it's not even about winning or losing it. I think it's important to touch the ball on the opening kickoff, Gonzik, because, you know, it's just getting that first touch out of the way, no matter who you are, what team you are, what player you are, because it can be really nerve-wracking when you're on stream possibly the first time. You haven't found them. You haven't been able to get that home for you. It's just, you know, let's get the nerves off and try and get back to playing Rocket League.
100%. It's about getting in the groove of things. I played hockey for about 18 years of my life. And the number one thing I did when we started a game, I just immediately went out there and I hit somebody. Not just because I was like being mean and a bully, but it gets you into the swing of things where you're like, okay, I'm out here, I'm playing a game, this is part of it, I'm in it now. That's exactly what both these rosters need to do.
I went out and hit someone. Okay, it's WCU trying to get on the board early. Sean denied. Now another one falling up as Smalls. In control here. Pass midfield is going to bounce off the back. No, he couldn't get a lot on it. And so Barton CC under a little bit of a siege right now. And Thing with a beautiful flick over, but still in control.
WCU looks very poised right now to start off the kickoff. I mean, that was a flurry of opportunity in Barton's half since that opening kickoff, and it doesn't amount to anything, but it's at least a good start for the roster. Sean's going to find a clear off his own backward. That actually makes it over all the way out into their half. I wasn't sure he got that much power, but he absolutely set that thing.
Sending right now, and Barton finally getting an offensive foot on the board right now, but not a lot of control. As the Mountaineers on the defensive side, trying to get a clear ball at midfield. It's dangerous spots. An open door for Barton, but slammed closed by a diving Mountaineer. You know, a Mountaineer falling off the side of a cliff usually isn't a good thing, but that one, it was perfect and saved to keep it at a 0-0 game.
Here's Thing. Doing what he can on 10 boost. Gets one touch before he has to cede possession over to Barton. Cougars looking to get on top here early. Schlacken. Oh wait, it's Schlacken. That makes a lot more sense. I don't know why I put some like German accent on that. Schlacken. Throw that H in there. Gonna go for the shot. Doesn't have enough to elevate and meet that ball. And Thing will turn around and try to get out of his half. And here's Argonaut sailing for it. Can't get the angle to put on target.
Opportunity rising once again. Barton poising forward here. Thing needs to be careful with the clear. I like the idea, and it sneaks it behind. Dangerous pressure still, but Barton unable to capitalize. The ball going down. Argonaut looking for a pass, and it now finds its way into the corner. Thing slowing it down here. It's going to be a near post play. It's going to be a shot coming on. Sean just in the nick of time to keep it. Deadlocked zeros on this scoreboard. Neither team able to break through. I feel like we're looking at 2 well-armored knights who don't have swords.
just swinging fists at
A lot of clanging.
metal. Exactly. Nothing but blunt force between these two squads, and neither one can find the opening. Argonaut on the sidewall, plays it around 2. That could open the door potentially, but Yuki couldn't make contact. Now back the other way. Go the Mountaineers. Thing lying in the weights. No boost. Was hoping for a mistake, and Sean going to do his best to keep it in. Maybe generate a play. Going for the demo. Schlacken avoids it and does well to get back to that ball to starve off the incoming attack.
Opportunity rising now, but it's still 100 seconds left on the board. Neither team has been able to score. Opportunity starting to arise here as Barton. I feel like they have survived the initial surge that was WCU in offense. But again, time and again, they're unable to capitalize on these 2 players forward and find the back of the net. Another near post play, but another one going off the side. And WCU, the Mountaineers, digging their heels in and keeping it tight.
And when your back's against the wall, you don't really have much else to go, but it does give you a base to get more support. Exactly what WCU is doing right now. Smalls. First time I've called out his name in this cast so far. Gonna leave it for Thing. Yuki. It's a lot of power behind that clear, but it is read well, kept in the Barton half for the time being. Here's Sean in the corner. Can't do much with it, and it just feels like either one of these teams, they get 1 touch, maybe 2, and all of a sudden, the other teams immediately are the answer. Does this one go in? No, easy rotation back for Argonaut. Smalls not in position to capitalize.
Sean putting more pressure on, but 50'd hard there. The demo ringing throughout the arena, but still nothing coming of it. Less than 40 seconds left, and hats off to this WCU team. Not looking like a team still searching for their footing in this season, putting in the pressure towards this Barton side. There's now another 50 following through. Sean wanting to find the backboard here. I like the idea, but he doesn't have the boost to follow. The ball dangerously in front of this net once again, and Barton under siege. Just need to find an outlet here, and that one's sneaking back into the corner.
You know, this is actually a very fitting matchup. The Cougars and the Mountaineers, I imagine they run into each other a couple of times.
That might have happened once or twice.
This clear does find its way out. We'll see overtime in game 1. A very lackluster offensive effort, 0-0. But because these two teams seem so evenly matched, they're constantly on each other's heels. This could come immediately off kickoff. No. Schlacken denies that opportunity, and I'm glad he did, because after 5 minutes of regulation play, I would have cried if that went in 8 seconds into overtime.
That's okay. It would have been a good shot, but again, I would say a lack of offense is not what we've had. It's a lack of launching on offense or connecting truly. It's maybe a prize fight where no punches have landed, just both guys dodging beautifully. But, you know, the crowd's getting restless. They want to see something happen as the defenses are doing what they need to do, but the offense is unable to find the mark because of these stingy defenses. And right now, what's a masterclass on each of these thirds of the field has become more of a war of attrition at the midfield point as they wrestle for control.
Demo in the corner was trying to be that cherry picker outlet pass for his squad. Now just going to boom it down for the cherry picker of their own, but they didn't want it immediately peeled away. This is
the
an
bump.
opportunity. They
That's a
bump
team
each
bump.
other in the corner, and Argonaut takes advantage of it.
My hands are on my head, and I'm just in shock because it was breakneck, going back and forth, and obviously when you teeter so quickly, any small mistake opens up the door, but you don't expect it to just happen, and all of a sudden, 2 teammates in the same spot hit each other. It opens the door near post, and the third was like, I got 2 teammates, I can get the boost. And what happens, Quan, when you go for boost over ball, you give up a goal in overtime?
I mean, to their defense, how were they going to know that their teammates were going to bump into each other? You know what? No, you're right. Shame on you for going for boost over ball. This is textbook Rocket League. For 5 minutes plus of gameplay and a 0-0 scoreline, all it took was one mistake, and that's exactly what opened the door for the Cougars. Just that one singular team bump, and all of a sudden the game's over. So I think we're going to see much more contested play between these two squads moving forward, and who knows? All it takes is one mistake for the Cougars to open the door for the Mountaineers. I mean, it's an easy pendulum that can swing.
And right now, you know, it's a game of inches, and currently the rope has been pulled slightly toward Barton's side, you know. I'm wondering if maybe they've found something that they like in that overtime, as Schlaken, looking for this one, had an opportunity but is denied by the post. And so Barton going near post. That's going to be the quick one. And Argonaut has maybe lit a fire underneath of this Octane, because that's 2 in a row.
Yeah, floodgates are open. Argonaut just speed from the corner. I don't think Sean was expecting that bounce and wasn't expecting how quick Argonaut got there either. By the time Argonaut was just again on the ball to turn it in, Sean was barely turning and get his car perpendicular to the net. That would be an early 1-0 for Barton, a complete flip from what we saw in Game 1.
To flip right now, but Barton College striking early, and again, we talked about in the first series, it's about conversion ratio. Having that early opportunity, but then getting it to go in is so much different than having an opportunity and it both going away. And so having your front door kicked in, per se, is WCU Crimson. They were able to put early pressure on last game, but now they've been punched in the mouth. They've got to find an answer, as they are down in this one incredibly early.
That's a really risky pass from Sean, and luckily his teammate was able to meet it before the shot could come through. Argonaut going for a solo play will not have the angle on this ball, so it's instead just going to keep possession in the corner. Leave it for his teammate Yuki, but their third man was rotating back, grabbing boost, didn't want to commit. And if he did, there would have surely been a transition play going back the other way. But Barton, they're looking much more dominant this time around, and there it is as the second goal falls into the net.
And that's a beautiful read from Yuki. Argonaut setting it all up. You have that so much respect when he's got the ball there, but it's not the pass. It's not the original shot. It's the bump that opens the door.
Physicality. If you can't work your way in, which Barton's proven that they can with their first goal on, but there's one way to open up the net. Just remove your opposition. This could be a third that falls in.
It is.
And it does officially. The floodgates are open, and Barton CC looks like they're not slowing down anytime soon.
It is becoming the Yuki and Argonaut show. Yuki this time on the passing end, Argonaut on the receiving end. 3 goals scored in only 84 seconds. Barton roaring ahead.
I thought that might have been fourth off the kickoff. Had Barton been able to get to it first. So WCU Crimson, the Mountaineers, task laid out in front of them. Lots of opposition to fill using their trusty axe. Maybe get sharpened. I don't know. There's probably a lot more analogies that you can pull from this. I will stop for the time being and save the audience's ears.
Well, dangerous proposition arising. There's no one in net, and that one again too far to the side. This time to the left instead of the right. And Barton, wishing they could have that one back. Another shot coming towards the net. Argonaut wanting to be cheeky off of the backboard. Can't find it. Such a dangerous place to be for this WCU team, as Barton is out and feasting. They can just see their prey starting to limp around, and they're trying to find one more for the road, possibly before the midway point. It's going to bounce off the ceiling. The third man commits, but he cannot find the shot.
You can tell Barton's so focused on this possession play. Otherwise, Schlacker would not have taken that to his own corner. Yuki, very slow air dribble out, trying to get possession there on that sidewall, but couldn't get his recovery quite right. Argonaut has an outlet pass. Does he use it? Doesn't connect with Yuki, but now Schlacken going to be able to send it forward to himself. Play into the middle. Look at that pass. So that's immediately...
What a read.
It runs into a wall there, yeah. Very fantastic read defensively as well.
Dangerous spot, though, as all 3 Barton players were up, and 2 of them collided in air. WCU not able to take the full advantage of it, and so another one arising. This time it's going to go bar and in, and Yuki having their second goal of the game, as that one unable to be saved by Sean.
Yeah, I don't think Sean should be going for that ball there, unfortunately. I mean, you're rotating back, ball side, your touch is coming from underneath it. And we saw there in the replay, he had a teammate rotating across the field. It's going to be a much easier ball for them to take care of, and I'm sure they can get to it quicker if they get to it, but it doesn't matter. They won't get punished for it. They'll get it right back for one. The WCU Crimson are finally on the board.
Finally on the board, and things surviving what seemed to be almost a certain demo from Argonaut. But it opens the door, gets their feet wet, and now all it is about rolling that momentum forward and trying to find a second goal.
That's a little bit dangerous from Yuki, thinking to capitalize, and just like that, the lead is cut in half. 4-2 our scoreline, and Yuki just a little bit of a wayward touch. The idealism of connecting with that pass is slashed by the realism that that play just wasn't going to come to fruition with WCU Mountaineers lurking in the midfield line.
Well, I feel like there has been a lone voice in Twitch chat that yelled out in all caps, and it might have inspired this WCTU team. I mean, like, holy cow. 2 goals in the blink of an eye, and they are certainly trying to bring it back. Barton wanting to get back in front by multiple goals. They're up by 2, but their lead is evaporating. If they're not careful, Smalls wants to put it away, but it's saved at the last moment. Awkward pause here, but it might not matter because both teams taking that pause to kind of reassess and assemble and find their marks. Thing in control. Once again, back into the corner. Argonaut being chased up the wall here. Another pass midfield. That's going to be a beautiful idea, but all 3 players are on top of it here. Maybe Chaos's opportunity. The third shot coming through. Smalls puts it in. It's 3-4. That is 3 unanswered in the past 2 minutes.
Oh, man. The comeback is real right now for the Mountaineers. Their 3rd one on the board. Only need 1 more. And I had a cast this morning, which is giving me visions right now. I had a team I was covering that was down 4-0. They came back and equalized. Oh, this one might go in anyways. What a save off the old crossbar. Has to come out again for Smalls, and they do just that. The Mountaineers survive on their goal line. I'll quickly finish my anecdotes so that we can get cruising here. The team I was casting equalized with 6 seconds left, 4 apiece, and they immediately lost a kickoff goal. They ended up losing the game 5-4 despite that huge engineered comeback, but Mountaineers still need 1 more on the board for that to even become a possibility.
Well, think about it. Protractor in one hand, wrench in another. They are trying to build a bridge as they walk it. Barton, a beautiful dribble over, but it's still 8 ticks left on the clock, trying to put an exclamation on this 2nd game in a row. That one's going to fall back down, and still time on the clock. Still an opportunity for WCU, but that one falls down, and Barton stave off what is a feverish comeback attempt from this Mountaineers squad. And you know what? They might be down, but they are certainly not out. A 1-0 scoreline in game 1, a 4-3 scoreline in game 2, and so now they sit at series point. But that is not the tail of the tape right now. They are knocking on this door.
Yeah, I mean, so close, but so far for this Mountaineers roster. I mean, you force OT in game 1 in a 0-0 game. You go through that entire journey, and you end up dropping after a minute or in some change of play 1-0. You rally back here in game 2 to make it a 1-goal deficit, and yet you fall short yet again. It's a 2-goal difference that separates these teams, yet it's a 2-0 series change. And I feel like if this ends up in a sweep for the Cougars, the only thing I'm going to be saying is that it doesn't represent what we actually saw out there on the pitch.
Well, in some ways it doesn't represent how close the series was, but it also could represent that dominating force that is this Barton side. But we can't go there yet. We've still got another game ahead of us, Quan, and all that really matters is the opening kickoff. Again, getting the first touch, getting your feet wet, getting that first second off the clock and getting it moving, because you can have the ideas, you can have the X's and O's, you can have the game plan and the players. But if you don't have those moment-to-moment plays and those ideas in motion, you can't have a good game. And so now I have to wonder, WCU has the momentum. That is 3 unanswered currently for them. They just need to find a way to get a lead.
Maybe this is it here, connecting off the team plays. But the respect, it may actually be too much there. Oh, what a diving save by Sean. He'll then be in charge of covering the backboard. But you see, there's a lot of space being given up to the Cougars right now by the Mountaineers. And I think it's exclusively as a result of, they've seen what this team can do. But at a certain point, you just have to get gritty. You have to go for it. If you're giving up that much space, you're going to give up opportunities that your opponent can capitalize on. And that's a massive one as a whiff comes out in the midfield.
Argonaut taking full advantage of it. It was a beautiful dish to the sidewall there. Unfortunately, that pass will not be credited because Argonaut got a second touch, but that is team play at its finest. Moving the last player around, catching him too far up, and Barton's up by 1.
That's devastating. Especially after how hard you worked that last game. To go down 1-0, knowing that you haven't come back from this same deficit has to be a mental block that this team has to come over. That double commit isn't going to help, but maybe Sean can do more with this ball. It's out to Argonaut. A little bit dangerous for Wooby there. It's off his own backboard, but Smalls does come in and has the entire right side of the field all to himself. Free real estate. Doesn't do much with it though as it's rolling into the middle, gets cleared away. We will stall this offensive opportunity for the time being. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed. You need to be careful there if you are this WCU team. As that ball got put into the midfield, Argonaut has a teammate off to his right trying to drop it to him here. I love the communication, but not a lot on that shot. Wooby with a big-time 50 here. Argonaut winning it over one. There's now no one left. He needs to put enough pace on it. The demo comes through, but it does not matter. The ball staying true, and it's a 2-0 lead.
Wasn't the prettiest flick, but it got the job done. Just enough lift to clear in the oncoming defender's car by probably about a foot. There wasn't much space there. Barton CC, they're second on the board, and they're looking to get out to that 4-0 start like they did the last time, but it may not happen. Wooby gonna capitalize off a mistake from the Cougars and get back one.
Well, a big-time win off the kickoff there, and you talk about an errant touch trying to make a play on that sidewall, and Wooby taking full advantage of it, biting into this lead, cutting it in half, and now an opportunity arising.
Maybe. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but regardless, he ends up leaving it for Smalls. This one's just going to roll in. What just happened? Did both defenders jump reading the shot from the midfield, and the fake happened?
All that really matters is blink and you miss it. 2 goals on the board. Both teams trading in quick shots and suppression. But now, back where we started, 2 minutes off the clock, tied, and any momentum has been firmly hoisted back to the middle of the field as Barton had 1 to go, but could not find the back of the net.
Walls. That's a dangerous commit with Wooby in the area. Gonna try to get it out over to Sean. Argonaut steps in the way. Reads it. Smalls really dangerous from his own backboard. They have to be careful over their own middle of the field. And that one, a pinch save off of their own post to clear the Grievous that was sitting down on top of them.
That was almost illegal in front of the net there. You need to be careful and not just allow easy opportunities. This is an easy opportunity with no one really in the net. Argonaut having to drive all the way back home to wait on his laurels. Now a pass off the backboard once again. He's going to be really cursing under his breath. Thought he had a goal, but still, we stand at 2-2. Just about 2 minutes left to be found in this one. And Barton still trying to put this series away. Where WCU looking for their first win of this series.
The correct orientation of his foot for that shot opportunity. Sean to the backboard. Can somebody rotate sooner? Small, such a wide rotation all the way out to that midfield boost and keep on going. It's going to result in a goal. No, Sean diving save off the post, and it somehow makes it all the way out to Wooby. He unintentionally sends it off the backboard. It's a pass to Yuki. That was a crazy series of events, and it results in a Cougars goal.
Well, just an unfortunate play there as it goes off the own backboard, and Yuki seeing, again, just an opportunity. Chaos is always opportunity. Sometimes it opens the door, sometimes it slams it shut, but Barton now up by 1.
Man. It's constant regain for this Mountaineers squad. It feels like they're on top of things and one thing falls down and the dominoes just tumble and they're left to pick up the pieces time and time again.
The dominoes fall to pieces?
There. Yuki. Oh no. 4-2.
Oh, no, indeed. This is, again, the setup. Yuki handing it off, and then Schlaken understanding that, hey, I don't have to score here. I just need to win it past 1, and having a teammate have the wherewithal turn back around. And we are now at a familiar scorecard of 4-2.
Oh, man. Well, the Mountaineers have gone within 1 before. They could not find the 4th, though, because a similar fate befall them. And this minute on the clock, time is yet to tell. Smalls going the distance, though, able to turn this one in. Really good solo effort. Gets the flick and puts himself in a position where no matter what, that ball was going in if Argonaut touches it.
Let's say once again, another mistouch coming off an orange card that goes back to their own net, and taking full advantage of it is WCU. And so we stand at a familiar scoreline once again, 4-3. Barton trying to hold on and put this team down. I mean, it has been a bloody mess on the pitch right now. Neither team wanting to give an inch, and Yuki trying to seal it away, but cannot get it to fall. Wooby over one, now trying to make a fast dash towards it. He's in the offensive third, but by himself. A big-time clear coming from Schlacken. And once again, Argonaut off his own backboard, but 50'd hard. And the ball sitting in this corner with just about 30 seconds left to be played.
And they couldn't find it last time. They need it this time to keep this series alive. Will be a little bit awkward, and he won't be able to get to the ball. Yuki turns it in. For I believe it's their second goal. If they have a hat trick, I apologize, but Wooby just so awkward coming off that post. Tried to use it to double jump towards that ball, ends up side flipping out of the way. And now 2 goals required in 22 seconds.
5-2 is the scoreline. Barton wanting to put maybe another one in and put an exclamation point on this series, but it's looking like it could be a 3-0 for them, a sweep in week number 6 as WCU Crimson. They put on a show. They fought hard, valiantly to the very end, but unfortunately having to bend the knee to this Barton College relentless offense, this overpowering of the shooting on that side, and they slowly got heated up. Only 1 goal in the first game, and then 9 in the last 2.
My heart goes out to this Mountaineer squad, man. You could tell they are playing a series. They're a talented roster. They threw everything. They left everything out there on the pitch, and yet they still don't have a game win this season. And you can tell just how quality the roster is. Like, it's got to be those minuscule details, those double connects that we were seeing, the rotation on the defense, those small little wayward touches. Just all those that your opponents are capitalizing on, and it's opening the door for this lack of results for them. But despite all this, congratulations are still warranted to that Cougar squad. They played a good series, ended up locking down, and 4-goal differential in the sweep, that's definitely something that you'll take.
I think this is a beautiful showing from both of these teams because, for one, from Barton's side, when you look at this on the schedule, everyone and every armchair analyst is going to say it. This should be a trap game for them because they are favored. They are rolling into this game hot. They did come off a bye week. They're rested. And from some ways, you could say they fell into a trap game because it was so close in the early period and because they gave up small things. But no. On the flip side, it was an underdog team realizing that they had nothing but house money to play with. They had to send everything in the kitchen sink, and they weren't overcommitting. They weren't overzealously making these egregious mistakes. It was just small things that slowly tallied up, not over a game, but over a series. That this is why a good team is great, when they can make sure they can put a team away, and this is where a good team can get if they can start to put it together. And it's just the beauty of NECC, in my opinion.
I don't think you are more correct there. It was a really good series, regardless. And I think it's just a great VOD for mainly the Mountaineers to look at, because everything's there on the paper. It's just the small executions, though. We will make our exit, though. I'm done for the night. Are you done here, Poof? I
am. And so we have FBI tugboat coming in, and I believe a mystery number 30 I can't say that, entrant coming in. So, stay tuned to see who that special guest caster is. It's going to be finishing up the evening. And so I'm Foop. This has been Kwanzaa. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned because we got more Rocket League.